So whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to do it right now. Now is the time. Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. Okay? Your time is up. Whose time is up? The demon's time is up to influence us. Okay? The negative thoughts time is up to influence us. It's the time of the positivity. Your time is up. My time is now. You can't see me. My time is now. It is my time now, and nobody can stop me. So based on number of people involved in the communication, you have intrapersonal communication. What is intrapersonal? How many people are involved in intrapersonal communication? There is only one person involved in intrapersonal communication. How can communication happen if there is only one person involved? You talk to yourself, you reflect, right? So before making a decision, you weigh the pros and cons. So you are actually talking to yourself. You are reflecting upon your pre-existing knowledge. And then comes interpersonal communication. Any example? Interview, interviewer, interviewee. The person who conducts the interview is the interviewer, and the person who is attending the interview is interviewee. And then counselor, counselee. There are more than two people involved in group communication, but all of them are in immediate setting, in the same environment. All of them are in the same classroom, same seminar hall. So they are in the same environmental setting. So before an interview, generally group discussion is done, a topic is given, and everybody has their opinion on the topic. Some people are for the topic, some people are against the topic. So that is group discussion. And what is group interview? Group interview is also group discussion where there is one interviewer and multiple interviewees. What is panel interview? There are multiple interviewers and a single interviewee. Why multiple interviewers? One person is there to read your proficiency. The other person is there to understand your domain knowledge. The third person is HR, who is there to negotiate your salary, your position. And the fourth is a psychologist, who is actually looking at your gestures, postures, eye contact, etc. So in public communication, there is one person who is the main focus, who is the center of attraction, and the rest all are receivers, mostly receivers, and they communicate mainly through body language. So all the public speeches, seminars, presentations, political speeches, and there is another communication type based on how the message is conveyed. One is verbal, the second one is non-verbal. In verbal communication, you have LSRW, listening, speaking, reading and writing, formal and informal, and one-way and two-way. Formal communication happens when you're communicating with your teacher, with your colleagues, with your boss, etc. And informal communication happens when you're communicating with your siblings, with your friends, etc., family, etc. One-way communication is where the sender sends the message, but he doesn't receive any feedback. So you have sender, message, channel, receiver. The sender sends the message through the channel to the receiver. SMCR. That is one way. But the receiver has to communicate whether he has understood the message or not. So there is a feedback. That is two-way communication. So for example, if I say, have you understood? You nod your head. So that is a feedback. So the communication process is complete. So if there is no feedback, the communication is called linear communication. And if there is feedback, the communication is called interactive communication, transactional communication. We talked about communication, but what actually is communication? Communication is exchange of information, thoughts, ideas, beliefs, faiths, etc. What not everything, using both verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So how do you communicate non-verbally? Using your body language, using your gestures, using your posture, by different things, For example, there is something called kinesics. Kinesics means kinetic movements of the body. So by just maintaining eye contact, I'm communicating confidence, I'm communicating interest, I'm communicating intent. So for example, you're facing an interview. How should your facial expression be? Pleasant. See, we generally, we have an innate quality to imitate others. So for example, if the interviewee is stressed out, the interviewer will become more frustrated. The interview is pleasant and smiling, the interviewer will also be pleasant and smiling. So if we smile, we are so, it increases our beauty, it makes us relaxed, it makes us calm, it creates a pleasant atmosphere. So your hand gestures should be proportional to your verbal message. So for example, if I say yes, an erect standing posture shows that you're confident. If you're slouching, it shows that you're not interested and maybe you're lazy. English is lingua franca, language of global business. English is called lingua franca because it is language of global business. If you want to join any multinational company, the only language, the only medium of communication and correspondence is English. It has more than 2 billion speakers, more than 500 million native speakers. They are all non-native speakers of English. That is the reason why we have to take IELTS. If you are a native speaker of English, you need not take IELTS. International English Language Testing System exam conducted by British Council. For example, you go to Tamil Nadu. Can you speak in Hindi to communicate? Anyway, you don't know Tamil. What's the language that you can use? You can't use Telugu. The only language that you can use is English. So English is also our official language. We are using Hindustani, which Gandhi advocated, Gandhi ji. Hindi plus Urdu. So for example, मुझे यकीन नहीं है. Yaqeen, is it Hindi or Urdu? Urdu. So you are using Urdu. So we are actually communicating in Hindustani, which is a mixture of Hindi and Urdu is what I believe. Most of the internet is in English. Most of the scientific literature is in English. So that is why we give prominence and importance to English language. But now regional languages are also being used. Ishavasya Upanishad, it says that Ishavasya Midam Sarvam, means the God resides in everyone. So what is God? God is light, right? God is knowledge. God is wisdom. You agree with that? There's a lot of chaos in the world. It's because we left all the godly qualities. So yesterday I was talking about Genesis. In Genesis, what happens? Adam and Eve, they have eternal life, no suffering. And God gives one command. What is that command? Don't eat the forbidden fruit. But what does Eve do? So the poison, the demon is in our mind. So we have to fight the demon with the angelic qualities. So these are the angelic qualities or Deva Gunas that we have to develop in us. Care and strong bond equal to love. So for example, can you break up with your mother? So that is love where you can't break up. Being kind, being compassionate, being humble. What does every religious scripture teach? If you are going through a bad period according to Hinduism, what should you do? Dana. Or according to Christianity also, you have to serve the poor. You have to give tithe. And then according to Islam also, you have to give some money for the poor, for the welfare of the poor in the society. So every religion teaches us to be kind, teaches us to donate, teaches us to serve. So Mother Teresa, she became a saint. Why did she become saint? Because of service. Selfless service. No, there is no prince that is going to come and protect you. The prince is inside you. Then you have to awaken him and fight. Right? So nowadays, you have to be strong, not just physically but also mentally. And women, no, you are very strong mentally compared to men. Definitely yes. What's the meaning of resilience? When life pushes you down, you have to strive up. You have to bounce back. In Japan, there are some people who isolate themselves. They are called hikikomores. Have you heard about them? Hikikomore. What they do is they get depressed, they can't face the society, and they can't bounce back. So they close themselves, they isolate themselves for years together. You know, many people, especially they suffered COVID second wave, and they could survive it. They could come out of it with double vigor, with double the strength. They could bounce back. Assertiveness, I am strong. Are you strong? I am weak. Are you weak? So you have a definite answer. So assertive means learning the art to say no, learning the art to disagree and agree. Wait. Your time will come. Trust is not just to others but also to yourself. Now, if you're not able to follow your promises, then your self-esteem will come down completely, drastically. And then Asura Gunas, Asura. These are the demons in your mind that are stopping you. Laziness, lethargy, procrastination, postponing, everything comes under laziness. Laziness is that sort of devil which will destroy your future, destroy your career, destroy your identity, destroy your everything. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he is not physically with us, but he is in our hearts. So he is immortal. His work is in our hearts. His words are in our hearts. One is positive jealousy. For example, the other person is studying hard. Okay, let me also study hard. But there's another jealousy called negative jealousy where the other person is studying hard. Let me pull him down. Negative jealousy also destroys your mind because you think too much about the other person. It is actually affecting you, not the other person. So because of this ego, you are missing out on a lot of opportunities, and you are actually living in a false world. Discrimination is prejudice. What is prejudice? Pride and prejudice. Discrimination is actually, you're making you miss out on a lot of good friends. So the wants are unlimited. How much ever you get, how much ever your wishes are fulfilled, you still want more and more and more. That is greed, desire. Now this desire, if it is not fulfilled, it leads to anger. So don't stop yourself. Prove your mettle, try abroad. And Germany is a developed country. And growth rate of Germany is in negative because there's nothing to grow. All the development is done. So that's why growth rate is negative. There's something called Erasmus Mundus, which is a European scholarship. Where every semester you will study in one European country. Who's a hypocrite? Who says something, who doesn't practice what he preaches. So he says something but he doesn't practice. He tells you, no, wake up at 6 o'clock, but he himself wakes up at 7 o'clock. So don't be manipulative, don't manipulate people, and don't be dishonest. Be as honest as possible, be as truthful as possible, because if you are truthful, it is actually beneficial to you, not to others, because you need not lie and remember those lies. If you're truthful, you're stress-free. Introspection. So self-introspection means understanding yourself, understanding your likes, your dislikes, and also being mindful. What is mindful? Staying in the present moment, being in the present moment. If you think about the past, what happened? You're disappointed. If you think about the future, you're filled with anxiety. If you be in the present, you'll be 100% happy. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. So neuro-linguistic programming is conditioning yourself. Yes, I am strong. Yes, I am confident. Yes, I am fearless. Yes, I am invincible. So these are the affirmations that you have to give to yourself. Conditioning yourself every day, every moment. Yes, I can do it. For example, if I suddenly call you onto the dais, you should be ready. Yes, this is an opportunity for me. I have to prove myself. Asking empowering questions. Learning, inquiring. For example, you're listening, a class is going on, a lecture is going on, suddenly you didn't understand a concept. You should be able to raise your hand and ask and clarify. SWOT is an important aspect of self-introspection. Understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are under your control. Opportunities and threats are not under your control. So strengths and weaknesses are internal. Opportunities and threats are external. Suddenly, if you are going to write an exam, to give an exam, and suddenly there's a heavy downpour, is it under your control? No. So opportunities and threats are not under your control. Whereas strengths and weaknesses are under your control. So for example, I am the HR. What are your strengths? This is group discussion. I suddenly ask, what are your strengths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, ma'am, we'll go to the next class. The HR is gone. You're just thinking, and time is gone. You're wasting time. What are your strengths? It should be on the tip of your tongue. What are your strengths? Your proficiency in the language, your domain knowledge. No, you should be a problem solver, a decision maker, a conflict manager. So all these things are your strengths. And what are your weaknesses? Overconfidence and laziness, overthinking, stage fear. Very good, ma'am. We'll go to the next class. Done. The recruiter is depressed. So the weakness should be projected as a strength. Any example? I take a lot of time. Very good answer. I take a lot of time. Why do I take a lot of time in completing tasks? Because I am a perfectionist. So I take a lot of time. That is a weakness. But you're covering that weakness with a strength, that is perfectionist. How can you project your knowledge to the HR? So your resume is the first step of the interview process. Your resume is the first step of the interview process, and your resume should contain a link to your LinkedIn profile. Your resume should contain a link to your blog. It was devised by Joseph Harrington. Joseph Joe Harrington. My qualities that are known to me and also known to others will be filled in this quadrant. This quadrant is called open. And in this quadrant, known to me but not known to others, the qualities of you which are known to you but not known to others. For example, maybe you're a singer which your friend doesn't know of. So this is hidden. You have hidden these qualities. Okay? Here this quadrant, known to others but not known to me. There are some qualities and traits of me that others know about me, but I am blind of. And not known to others, not known to me, this is nothing. This is empty. So by this, you can develop acquaintance with your friends, know about your qualities, and also know about yourself from them. It is very important to take feedback from your friends. So this blind quadrant where the qualities are known to others but not known to you, you can learn more about yourself from this. And from this hidden quadrant, not known to others but known to you, you can tell about your hidden qualities to others. How would you rate yourself out of 100? What is the score that you would give yourself? 70. Out of 100? 80. Out of 100? 80. Anyone 90 plus? Only 2. So this is how you are estimating yourself. If you yourself give you 70 or 60, what will happen to others? They will give you 50 or 40. So don't estimate yourself in low regard. Have a high self-esteem. So rate yourself. If you rate yourself in low regard, why will others rate you? Why will others recognize you? So what is your score out of 100? 100. I rated 99.9 and you rate yourself 100. Give 100 out of 100. What is your score? 100 out of 100. What is your score? You should have trust in yourself. You have to estimate yourself in high regard. First, you should have your dignity, your self-respect. Then only others will respect you. And then self-confidence is acceptance and trust in yourself. So to develop self-confidence, you need to build positive relationships. You need to be around people who are always motivating you, who are always correcting you. Bhajana batch kaadu, correcting kuda undali. Okay? Next, be kind to yourself. Don't criticize yourself too much. Now I see some people, if something doesn't happen, they punish themselves. Ival nenu cheyaledu, so I won't eat. Ila avvaledu, so I will trash myself. Now I'll stop eating, I'll stop drinking, I'll stop talking. Why are you punishing yourself? Be kind to yourself. Learn to be assertive. Assertive ante straightforward. Well, for example, HR asks you, how much are you expecting? Anything negotiable, sir. A negotiable amount will be 25,000 per month in Hyderabad. I'm expecting 70,000, 60,000, 50,000. Have a figure in your mind. Anything negotiable, sir? No. This answer is very bad. It will actually affect you. It is a drawback. Give yourself a new challenge every day. Challenge yourself. Okay, today will I be able to do it or not? Okay, there is an assignment. I have 1 week to complete the assignment, but can I complete the assignment by today evening, within 4 hours or within 5 hours? In movies, the hero kicks the villain, but in real life, if you kick someone, they will ground you. In real life, it won't happen. In movies, it can happen. He hits and this guy flies. But here, if you hit, you fly.
So, companies want someone who is a problem solver and a decision maker. One is abstraction. Abstraction means gaining insights about the problem, understanding the history of the problem, understanding the root cause of the problem, cause and effect, causal relation. That is abstraction. And then brainstorming. Brainstorming is participative discussion about problem. So you have a solution for a problem. You can ask for different solutions. You can weigh the pros and cons and choose the best. Similarly, divide and conquer. So breaking down the bigger problem into smaller problems and solving them. And then hypothesis testing. So you can have two different solutions for the problem and you can test the two different solutions using research, especially qualitative and quantitative research, and then trial and error. So trial and error is testing with different methods. We never know which method works. So this is trial and error. So these are the different methods of problem solving. The best method is always participative problem solving, where everybody is involved, everybody gives their ideas, and there is brainstorming, weighing of pros and cons, and there is abstraction, divide and conquer, testing, research, understanding the root cause, and finally the effect, and finally getting to the solution. If you take a decision, take responsible. Don't throw the blame on your parents or your friends. That's why don't follow the pack. Be confident in your decision and sense of control. You need to have a sense of control over your life so that you can take charge of the decision. Similarly, reducing anxiety. Whenever you are taking a decision, see to it that you are relaxed. For example, when we are angry, there are some decisions that we take that are not good for us. No, I will not speak to my father at all. I will not speak to my mother at all. And next day, So when we are angry, what happens? We take certain hasty decisions, right? So never take decisions when you are filled with anxiety. And promoting resilience. So your decisions, whatever decision you choose, even if it pushes you, don't skip, don't jump to another decision. Stick on to the decision, stick on to the path, and strive. And be resilient. Whenever it pushes you, come back, bounce back. Okay? So there are different steps in decision making. Define the problem. So for example, what is the problem? What should I do after completing my bachelor's? So decision. What decision should I make after completing my bachelor's? That is the problem. Gather information. Whether going abroad is good, whether getting placed in a company is good, whether doing masters is good. So gather information. Develop options. And then evaluate the options. Which is better? Whether going abroad is better, whether working in a company is better, whether doing MBA is better. So stress management, I always talk about how you can manage stress. Basically, some people say count to 10, some people say inhale, exhale, but it didn't work for me. The best option, what I do is looking at the face of the problem. And then the best method is laughter. So interview skills. So you have to divide the interview into 3 types. One is before the interview. So for example, if you are applying for Cognizant, understand the company. What does Cognizant do? Who is the founder? Okay? And then prepare and practice your answers for different questions. There are most frequently asked questions. Introduce yourself. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How are you an asset to a company? Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? So there are a lot of questions that generally repeat. Practice these questions and calm your nerves. Meditate or do exercise. So sometimes whenever I become angry, you have to, sometimes you can't control anger. You have to do something. Instead of breaking a table or instead of hitting someone, you can start running. Running is the best thing. It gives you good exercise and your anger is also controlled. If you are tired, you can never be angry. Calm your nerves and polish your image. Show up to your interview in the best dress, and always see to it that you wear a vibrant color, and your posture, your gestures, all should be very positive. Develop your own unique selling point. You should have your own style. People will remember you by that style. So during the interview, make a good first impression. First impression is the best impression, your costume, and then give honest responses. Be as honest as possible and ask questions. Sometimes the interviewer will ask whether you have any questions for them. Don't forget to ask about salary. And also the timings. Don't ask about the timings. In software companies, they say that it is 9 to 6, but sometimes it is 9 to 9, or 9 to 10, or 9 to 11, or if it is work from home, 12 hours a day. So, and get your tone right. Use the appropriate words, use the appropriate phrases. That's why I tell people to learn jargon. Jargon is highly scientific words in English, which shows that you are polished in English. Your body language is very important. Just whenever you're talking, practice before a mirror. Then you can see whether your hands are shaking. Sometimes you feel like you're normal, but your legs are shaking, your hands are shaking, and then you're doing dancing, salsa and all. See to it that you control your body, control your emotions. For me, I take all interviews as a conversation over a cup of coffee. After the interview, follow up. For example, if you are not hearing from the interviewer, you send a follow-up mail. Okay, I'm waiting for the response, so I get the interview of the so-and-so position and all. So give a follow-up mail, and then if you are offered the job, get the details of your start date, how much time you will be given to join the company, when is the start date, and what are the salaries, what are the terms and conditions of employment, what are the timings, and what is the nature of your job, etc. And then finally, if you are not offered the job, request this time, take it positively. Also, if for example, if they are emailing you that you are not selected, respond them, thank you so much, and then respond them with a good note. Don't bark at them, how dare you, don't select me, idiot. No, don't bark at them. Be happy, respond in a positive note. Maybe in the near future they might hire you. So that's why, thank you so much. Just pleasure hearing from you. Definitely I'll take it on a positive stride. I'm looking forward to working in the company in the near future if there's any vacancy. So this sort of email you can put. So that you can build positive relations with everyone. Suddenly if you're not selected, don't become Arjun Reddy.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome someday.
We shall overcome someday.
Oh, deep in my heart,
Oh, deep in my heart,
I do believe
I do believe
we shall overcome.
someday.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid today.
We are not afraid today.
We are full of joy.
We are full of joy.
We are full of joy today.
We are full of joy today.
Oh, deep in my heart,
Oh, deep in my heart,
I do believe
I do believe
we are full of joy today.
we are full of joy today.
If you watch Telugu movies or Hindu movies, the first song is always hero introduction song. In hero introduction song, it's a motivational song actually. So, set a goal. If you set a goal, it has to be SMART, smart goal. The goal has to be smart. S means specific. So, for example, what job, what sort of employment are you looking for? If I ask you, what do you want to do after completing your bachelor's? If I ask you, what would be your answer? I want to get a job. Is it specific? So the answer should be specific in what domain and what company. So that your goal has to be specific. Your aim has to be specific and then measurable. For example, if your goal is to crack civils, so then you have to measure how much you have read. You should be able to measure the success. How much you have reached the goal. How far you are from the goal. How much to do. How much is there to do. How much is left to do. Abdul Kalam's famous quote, what is it? A dream is something you get when you sleep. But a goal is something that doesn't let you sleep. Don't let a dream be a dream. Make it into reality. Don't let your goals be a dream. Make it into reality. Get it into reality. Get it done. Nothing is impossible. Even impossible has what is the I am possible. And what is fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. So till you face your fear, you won't understand that your fear is actually nothing. It is actually trivial. It's actually nothing, you are just afraid of nothing because of all the inhibitions, because of all the thoughts, negative thoughts you had that fear. But once you face the fear, you will understand that it is false. So it is false evidence which was appearing real. It was a mirage. 5 W's and 1 X. Always question this: what made man, why, how, who? What happened? Where did it happen? When did it happen? Who were responsible? Why did it happen? How did it happen? These are the questions that you should always ask. For example, nowadays we are all citizen journalists. Right? We are all reporting, even though we are not studying journalism, but still we are reporting. So in a report, all these have to be covered. need to write report. So for a report there is a title. For example, smoking causes lung cancer. For example, smoking causes lung cancer is the title. So the abstract will be your findings, whether smoking causes lung cancer or not. Okay? And then in introduction, you will be introducing the two elements of the title. What are the two elements? Smoking and lung cancer. And in literature review, you will actually review the different studies, different research articles, different books that were written on smoking and lung cancer. So what is the cause and what is the effect? And then you have results. And then finally you discuss, you conclude, and then references. So there is a lot to learn from each other. See everything as an opportunity, then definitely you will be happy and you will succeed. Thank you so much. See you again. And thank you so much, ma'am. I thank ma'am for giving me this opportunity again. And after a long time, actually, I'm coming back to St. Joseph's College. I actually taught 3 years ago, 3 years back. We used to put with the seniors for some time. I'm really happy. It's like coming back home. Thank you so much.